Here I am, Leon C., a.k.a. Morpheus. And you're now in the Academy of Wow, man. I have another very special lesson for you today. It's going to be a double whammy. It's a double-sided blade. And this should open up your eyes just a little bit. If it doesn't, well, we're all fools sometime. We pass up opportunities sometime because we're just functioning today. Now, of course, I don't have even though our conversations are real most times and it's very serious, sometimes the key to let you know that I really want you to listen to what I have to say is when I don't have my soundboard. Because I want you to take what I'm saying very seriously. And you need to hear me. I'm getting a lot of questions about the end of the world. End of the world. And a lot of people are asking me, if there's not a God, Morpheus, then what do we do? Looking for Sky Daddy, remember, to hold their hands. And I'm also getting questions as to, is things going to change? Are things going to be better? Are we going back to the way that the world used to be? And so they don't really grasp reality. So I thought of coming up with at least a couple of big subjects to give you something to think about. Men and women. See, we have to point our finger at the source of the problem. If you don't want your world, let it go to crap. I made an audio on this before, but I'm not going to go into the details of that. There's this game I play every now and then, and it's a 5-player game. And in this game, every person that's playing has the ability to gain land, property, resources. And if you don't take it in a certain amount of time, or if you don't want it, it can be taken from you, or when it's taken, it puts you at a disadvantage. It's the same as what's going on right now in the world with men, for example, because we're talking about you right now. If you don't want your masculinity, go ahead and let it be taken. And it can, and it is. Go ahead. If you don't want your world, if you don't want the future for your children, go ahead and let it be taken, because it's your choice. And everything else is going to fall thereafter. It's the same as the biblical text about the end of the world, right? Revelations, rumors of war, floods, and the disconnect between government and the people. Most times I got to break that down to the average unlearned individual, the average unlearned self-hating. When I say self-hating, I say that a lot in many of my audios. Let me break that down just for a couple of minutes here. Self-hating means you guide yourself without 1, proof, 2, research. Meaning you're traveling on the road and you're going somewhere because somebody told you to go there and everybody else is going there. It's a party. It's a group. But you don't think about where are you going, how you got there. And so you don't use a map. You just follow people. So you hate yourself because if you love yourself, you protect yourself. You teach yourself. You guide yourself. Therefore, there's no hit and miss. If you care about your car, you got insurance. If you really care about a certain thing, you put insurance on it. You protect it. You put it in a safe deposit box. You put chains around it. You can tell when somebody care about something that's covered underneath a tarp. They care about it. You don't do that. So you self-hate yourself. So what happens when you get in a debate or a conversation with people like myself or others? You can't win because you're too busy talking stupid based on what somebody else told you. I have to keep reiterating myself and continuing to push the pendulum of thought. A lot of what you are experiencing in today's world, it's not because it was prophecy. It has nothing to do with your Bibles. When I say Bibles, that is the Bibles of your religious texts of all kinds of religious aspects. It's happening in your world because you are pushing the narrative, meaning your people, your kind. You're digging in the earth and causing these uncomfortable, erratic changes. You're doing and taking resources from your earth, which is causing the unbalance and I'm not going to get too deep into it. If you want to know more, I have a book on this. It's called 2020's America Rise or Fall Hard by Leon C. I just didn't put Leon C. M on there. But you'll see it. You'll see the, what do you call that? The floor sign on there. That's mine. A lot of you just don't read. I apologize that you're illiterate, and I apologize that you don't read. So once again, you want to be stupid, it's your choice. I don't care. I told you before, I'm at zero tolerance. Stupid is stupid. I'm going to call you who you are. I'm not mad at you. Your body, your choice, your life, your choice, your future, your choice, your children, your choice, and also it's your coffin, not mine. It's yours. So I break down in the book of 2020's America Rise or Fall Hard. Where is it available? It's available right now. Still should be on Amazon eBooks. It's on ebook, so you can download it to all your technology, so you can always have it with you. You don't have to carry around this hardback book wherever you go, even though you could, but it's right there technically, so you can actually see it when you're in your office, you're sitting down, wherever you are, you can read it and understand things from a different perspective. If you don't want to, your choice. Be stupid, go away. So let's go a little deeper into this. The two facets why I'm saying all this stuff. Disney is very interesting. That is Walt Disney. They've been programming your minds for day one with Cinderella, the dwarves and Sleeping Beauty, right? Mickey Mouse, the list goes on, Aladdin. You have all these mind-blowing, mind-manipulated, brainwashing, facilitated, animated movies and items and objects that's been given to you for years. And you don't realize that it's still happening, and none of you say nothing about it. You accept it, you give it to your kids. No wonder your IQ level is lower than what it used to be. No wonder your kids are flunkies. No wonder we are living in an unsuccessful time, and everybody's just like rats eating on rats. Meaning, whenever you're in a pandemic, whenever you are in a very serious survival situation, you notice people eat on people. That's like Resident Evil the movie. And in the movie, I think it was Resident Evil 1 when it all began, right? And they had to close down the city. And people began stepping on each other and practically eating on people. Mentally and psychologically, that's what we are all doing without actually eating the person physically. That's what happens. Because you have no brains. You got no brains. You don't care. You don't want it, let it be taken. And after you eat it, it's going to end up just like everything else. The crapshoot. See, you don't understand that your world is ending. And this is the point I'm getting to. Your world is ending. Your prospects are ending 1 inch at a time. We're not going back to the world that it used to be. I'm still going to give you two pieces of evidence here. Bear with me. We're not going back because too many of us are lazy ass idiots, and too many of us aren't paying attention to the wave of evil that is being pushed as a narrative upon us. If you don't want America, okay. You want to go to the crapshoot? Your choice. You want to turn the red, white, and blue upside down, or whatever else, whatever Western other countries that you deal with, because it's not just America. If you want to end civilization, go ahead. Go shoot yourself in the foot. Be the dumbass that you usually are anyway. You've been the dumbass since the beginning of humanity, doing dumb to your own land and place and earth, and you're causing the tsunamis. You're causing the earthquakes. You're causing the floods. You're causing the ice caps to melt because y'all very smart. You go to Harvard and Yale to be a dumbass. That's what you do. So, hey, knock yourself out. Have fun. Okay? We will all meet each other on the other side of life and say, damn, we messed up. Yeah. Maybe inside some of you, that's just what you built to do. You self-terminate. You can't be here for too long, because if you do, you become the cancer on earth. Evidence, look at the way the world is operating, or the land now. Florida and other places like, Miami and a little bit of Chicago, a little bit of, California getting cold, getting a little cold fronts, a little rumbling every now and then, what do you call that? Volcanoes erupting for some strange reason. Because y'all love to create the imbalance, you and your carbon lifestyle. Lazy as human beings always need to look for the most easiest, laziest way of existing. Why not just not be here so the earth can repopulate itself without you and your greed? Yeah, I said it. See, we act like we're concerned about our kids' future. We're not. No, not enough. We're not fighting hard enough for it. No. I've lost trust in humanity. You're not fighting hard enough. We're not going back. We're not going back to quality and virtue and value. No, you're wasting your time. We're not trying to benefit from the freedoms that we have in America. No, you're not. We're not really trying to make a positive movement. The only thing we know how to do as people, is have more technology, more cameras, more unnecessary computer chips, plastic, everything, because the direction that you're going is transhumanism. Okay? Don't get it messed up. Don't. This train is not going to stop. I got more for you, evidence. I don't sit here and talk stuff. The blow-up dolls are already here. The plastic dolls I was telling you about for men, because a lot of men aren't getting it, because a lot of women, they're not homegrown. They're too focused on the top 1% of men that they're not going to even get with. So a lot of men aren't getting poom poom. So there's sex dolls now. Yeah. They've been around for a while, but they're advancing now. So, yeah, it's here. And now children are even more getting contact with these robotic dolls and computerized vacuum cleaner system. That's okay, because it's not going to stop. It only confirms and proves my point. Okay, you want to pass away like the dummies that you are with a computer chip in your forehead, go ahead. It doesn't have to literally be in your forehead. It's in your house, it's in your life, it's in your cell phone, this is everything that you do, because you want to be a lazy ass species. So you exterminate yourself. Have fun. I don't care what they say. I hear BS every day talking about, oh, we care about our child's future. Trust fund here. Let's make a better world. Green, what do you call that? Greenhouse energy. We're trying to recycle everything and start to, no. Hell no. Shut the hell up. No, you don't really give a crap. I don't care. Because you still haven't shown me progress. Still ridiculous species as you was since day one. Your self-extermination will not be stopped because of your lifestyles. That's just the way that y'all are operating. Evidence, number 1, 2, and 3. Let's talk about evidence number 1. Okay. The evidence number 1 I just got through telling you, look it up online and Instagram and everything like that. Go ahead and go into your Google and look up sex dolls for men. It's there. It's as big as you are. Yeah, you girls, you ladies. Yes, you're 5'4". There's a doll that's 5'4" that the future men are going to have access to, because they can't have access to you because you don't know how to be a wife. You want the marriage experience, but you don't want to be the wife that leads the marriage. So have fun with that. That's just true. I'm talking to you men directly. Since you don't want to man up and be a goddamn leader and have principle Stop feeding into OnlyFans. Stop feeding Instagram thottery. Stop feeding into the strip club because you want to be a dumbass. Your son's not going to have a future. Thanks to you being the smart jackass that you are. Listen, he's going to have a blow-up doll eventually and everybody else around him because there is consequences behind actions that you all don't seem to understand because you graduated from the 3rd grade. Because that's as far as you go. Your reading level's the 3rd grade too. And your thinking capacity. You want to know how I know? Because you are inactive. There should be no such thing as a sex doll when there are millions of women available. There's more women than men. You know, the majority of men can have 3 women on their side or 4 a piece. There are men all over the internet telling you to stop giving credit and flowers to people that do not deserve it. Stop simping. Stop paying for dates. Stop being this dumb pull-out rug for women who are taking advantage over men's kindness. But you bozos are still doing it. The consequences of it is they're not going to take accountability for their actions. You can call me a fool all you want to. Put your sausage finger on your dumbass cell phone and type it in and see what the hell I'm talking about. As a matter of fact, I can buy one today and put it up here so you can see exactly what it look like. I can get her Caucasian if I want to. I can get her black and probably even Latina. Long hair. She's going to look just like you. The only thing she's going to have is she's not going to have your organic touch. She can't talk back. Of course, duh, she's a doll. But she's going to be replacing 60 to 65% of the women here in America eventually. And China or wherever these dolls are coming from, they're going to make a killing. They're going to make I'm going to invest in it. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be investing in these sex dolls. Yes, I promote it. Why? You don't have no other solutions. We're not. Here's the thing. I know it sounds crazy. I know something that a lot of you don't know. We're not going back. There is no stopping your self-destruction because you never do. I've seen these things ahead of time. Read the book 2020's America Rise or Fall Hard. I've spoken about this stuff years ago, and now it's coming to full fold. I knew things was getting bad when the Dell computer came out, the Apple computer, when it used to be dots. It's not that I'm that old, it's just that technology sped up that fast. Then there was pagers. Remember the pagers that people used to have? Then it was just the flip phone. Then there was of course there was a time where the phone was as big as your head. You know, this military walkie-talkie type of phones. And now look at your life now. Continuously decreasing. The more your technology increase, the human decreases. And you think you're smarter. No, you putting your artificial intelligence into computer systems and machines. Yes, you putting it there, but you as dumb as a box of rocks. Dumb as a bag of wet mice. Because you relinquish your superiority and your ability to machines and computers that have to think for you. And because of that, your society falls. You create your own utopia of failure, and you're doing it. Let's move forward, because I can keep talking about that all day. There's a movie, and let me see if I can pull it up for you. It's in the description box. Don't look at it now. I want you to check it out later. In this movie, I'm actually looking up it now so I can give it to you. I want you to look at the beginning of it. It's made by Disney. Yeah. And it's called, now streaming, it's called something like Jessica Darrow, Surface Pressure. Jessica Darrow, Surface Pressure. Now, you'll say, why are you putting this up here? Why you want us to see it? And it's fair use, fair use. It's just a preview of it, so you can just look at it and see what I mean. It's just a preview. So you got this woman who's big and buff and brawny, who's actually breaking bricks and trying to implement some type of surface pressure type of idea, a lesson. But you got to remember how Disney operates. Disney operates by, it's called symbology.
It operates as a lefty hand mitten as well. It claims that they claim they want to teach you something, but they're mind washing you at the same time. What that means is you're watching something that's supposed to be educational for kids, but it's actually symbology. They're actually showing you something else totally different. For example, in this video that I want you to see, not right now, but later, you got this woman with muscle. She's big, she's brawny, she's buff. She's tough and she's strong. And she's breaking rocks. And she's strong enough to make the earth quake when she's walking. A woman. A woman. And so they want to blend into it. Oh, she's talking about pressure, surface pressure, and how rocks can be broken and how you can manipulate the environment. Really? By a woman who is buff? No, what they're doing, the program is to continue to push the narrative that women are like men. That women should walk around muscular and tough and become the dominant, the dominant leader or the alpha of the society. That's what they're really pushing without you knowing it. If you don't have your red pill lens, you would never know that's what they're doing. And behind the kid, when you look at it, behind them is a few donkeys. Right up my alley, right? The jackasses, the donkeys, the hee-haw, like what I have here in the Academy of Wildman. Got a donkey here, and then Ralph the dog, and the dodo bird, and the sloth, and then the three girls. You remember the three girls? Karen, Bewitch. What was the other girl? But anyhow, so the donkeys represent men. Why do you say that, Morpheus? Okay. When the girl, so what the lady does, she's walking and she flexes like what men do. When you're in bodybuilding competition, you put your arms up to show your biceps. She did that. And when she turned around, like any alpha man would do, it just step on the ground and cause earthquake. Look at the donkeys when she is doing that. Notice that the donkeys shrink backwards a little bit in fear of this woman. So basically what they're trying to do is brainwash and put into your subconscious mind that this is the future, that this is going to happen, that this is how you should look at women. So that means the roles are going to be the reverse. And you would say, is it right? Is it wrong? Well, it's happening in another way. See, since there's more women than men, and women are a little bit more educated because most of them are in the colleges than there are males, even though men go into STEM, they do good and survive on their own. But there's more women than men, and these women are being promoted to certain positions because of their PhDs, their doctorates, and their masters. So the chances, let's see, getting distracted here. The chances that you'll be working for them or working underneath them or working around them is going to be 7 times out of 10. The solution. Yeah, what a distraction there. Anyhow, besides that, women are taught to be strong and independent. They're taught not to depend on a man or that they don't need a man. And the need and the desire are two different things that conflict in the mind of illogic thinking being overwritten by emotions. There's nothing wrong. Actually, we need each other. We need to bring in a new future. We need to combine ourselves. This is how the earth became populated. This is how human beings are made. This is how there is a future, especially if you are a good stewardess as a parent, that is a mother or a father. But if everybody's independent, separated, they don't want to need each other. That's what it is. They don't want to need each other. What type of world are you bringing in? So the more you have these young women, ages 18, 19, 20, 21, just going out there to get their career and their jobs, and they are at fear of thinking that men are going to walk away from them or abandon them if they so happen to relinquish their you can call it freedoms to men, okay, they're not going to do it. They're not going to. There's no going back, because what's happening in that circle, because there's a lot of single mothers with no fathers involved for various reasons, sometimes, most times is involuntary, they're being taught to continue this perpetuation of destruction. So therefore, with that, they're in their mind strong, independent, don't need a man, and they value what they think that they should value. Therefore, automatically, maybe physically, they're not going to be as buff as that lady that I gave you the description in the description box, but maybe somewhat mentally and by personality they are. Because a lot of these women, they have a, a man-like personality. They're tough. They don't need a dude. And they, hey, bro, what's up? You know, that's what I mean, bro. You know, when somebody says something sideways to them, they talk about, hey, you need to suck my, coming from a female, suck my. You look at her like, wait a minute, she's saying that? You know, that's coming from her mouth, but she's supposed to be woman. So that means naturally she's not ladylike. That's not how women talk. That's not how true ladies of classy behavior talk. They're not going to say suck my. They're not going to sit here and say, what's up, bro? That's how you doing, bro? What's up, bro? And she's a female. There are some women that claim they can take on men, that they can brawl with men and win. Now, scientifically and through anatomy and real life and reality, of course, that's not really probable. And if so, it's in a low percentage. But here's the fact, it is increasing, and I deem to actually think that it's becoming true. Why do I say that? Well, once again, men aren't men anymore. They're jumping off their square. I know men now who are 6 feet plus tall, fat, out of shape, they can't breathe, they bubbly. If they come in contact with this girl who might be 5'5" or something like that, and she's in shape, and she can kick real good, she can punch real good, she knows a little bit of taekwondo, she's going to whoop his ass if they come in contact with each other. He may get a good couple of blows on her, but she can truly, if she hits him enough with enough speed and agility, and she's dodging and kicking him in all the right places, this giant is coming down. He got beat up by a girl. And this is possible because most men are becoming like that. So roles are reversing, and Disney is helping. They're helping. The agendas are helping. That's the same as when you hear these, okay, they used to have movies like Benji and Dogs That Talk, All Dogs Go to Heaven. You know, things like that. Dogs are walking around and having their own little discussion in their own world. Notice how people are so, we've always had dogs and cats as pets anyway. But the dog owning boom started to begin even more so, because now this movie is telling you that dogs are really your friend now. They're like Benji. They can talk to you. You know, they have a different universe like the Rugrats. You know, have you ever seen that movie before, that cartoon? You know, these babies who have their own little universe, they're talking to each other. Same things as dogs. And so therefore the whole society is they're buying dogs up. You know, they're getting even closer to their dog friends, dog husbands. Yes, there's dog husbands. So in a nutshell, humans are programmable. Just like you program your computers and your phones and everything else, you are programmable, and it's working. So we're not going back because the programs are already in motion, and it will not be denied. The motherboard and the protocol is set in place. Should you deny the protocol, then you're going to have some corruption in your system, meaning there's others who's going to correct you. For example, here's another example. A woman who wants to be a wife, and she's dutiful and she's feminine, and she's cooking and cleaning for her husband or man or boyfriend. Other girls who are single, which are the antagonists, they're going to tell that girl she's stupid. Why is she doing that? This man's going to cheat on her. She's wasting her time. She can just go do her own thing. Girl, go have girls' night out. Have hot girls' summers. Why are you sitting here servicing this man? So initially, they're challenging this girl who wants to be a good wife. So therefore, she doesn't get praise. She's not going to get appreciation. In fact, as a matter of fact, she's going to get attacked for being a woman. But the antagonists, which is the girls who are trying to tell her, go have a hot girl summer, and she's walking around like a 3 or 4 with skimpy clothing on so everybody can address her sexually because she likes attention. Most times 3 or 4s do. Okay. She gets praised on OnlyFans and Instagram. She gets accolades and appreciation. But the mom who's making, chili for dinner and making nice, garlic bread and, a little bit of salad on the side, she don't get any appreciation. She don't get say, you're an awesome person. She's not going to get people throwing dollars at her. But yet, those women who want to perpetuate and keep her single, they're getting the appreciation from the world. But you know who's truly appreciating them? Are you ready? Men. Men. Do you see why I say that you're burning your own ass? You doing this. You'll give the women who are stripping down to their nude money, appreciation, emojis, like signs, and everything else. But that mother who is working her ass off at home, she smells like onions and chicken wings. Her apron is dirty, and she got 2 kids with her. You don't ever see a guy walk next to her and be like, "Oh, you a hot mama. You deserve some dollars." Throw a couple of $10 at her or $20. I know it seems unrealistic, but you don't do it. But yet, if she showed you some brassiere and she bend over, then you want to start throwing dollars. Y'all are some backwards, dumb, stupid species. I don't know. I don't even understand what you think about. Something must be in the water. So you promote your own self-extermination, and you're happy for it. And you let Disney keep throwing these narratives that women are buff and they're stronger than you, and you should fear them, and you're supposed to be the goddamn man. Eventually, if you don't sit your ass down, you're going to be set down by women who you put in that seat and in that position to reign over you, and rightly so. Now, don't be discouraged. It's been a plan since the beginning. That's what the courts has been planning for the beginning. That's why they removed the male out of the home, and they gave 100% custody, or I could say 90% custody to the mother of the kids. Because the plan was to perpetuate that one day she's going to take your position and overthrow you in your masculinity. And you're going to give it away yourself by jumping off your square and not paying attention to what's going on in your world. So you self-exterminate one way or the other, by plan, voluntarily, and not. Evidence number 2. I would read this to you, but hold on, getting like somebody's chiming in here. But you can do it yourself. It's the story of Lazarus and Jester. Also the flood of Moses and his people. And also in the beginning of waiting for the destruction of his own creation, which some people will say God, in order to correct it. Why is this evidence? Because today you've been trained. I told you before, human beings are very modifiable. You like a computer that we can just program and you just go ticking down the road like the robots that you are, literally and realistically. Because it teaches you that you think, some of you, that God blesses or gives you gifts out of chaos, meaning he gives you something good out of evil. Just like the Lazarus story, waiting for Lazarus to be stinky dead and a corpse in order to move in and prove what to you? Nothing. So you don't understand that it's a program to get you to accept the false narrative that in order for God to bless you, something evil must happen first. Like some people will say this. Let me give you an example, because some of you are lost. Yeah, I know you're lost. Duh.
You're just that slow. It's like this. Some people will say it's better for that. Oh, let's say somebody passed away, somebody dear to you. You'll say, well, they're in a better place now. Or you say something like, well, God came and got them. God came and got their people. Or, they're resting in peace in a better place because it was meant to be. Everything happens for a reason. But when you saying this, it happened because there was a drunk driver, because there is a gang member, because somebody decided to use their blowhorn instead of their fist, because there was an impatient patient or customer or person, or because they ate bad food, because they didn't work out, because they didn't take care of themselves, because they didn't go jogging, because they ignored the doctor's administrations and programming. That's why they're not here. But you be the dumbass and jackass and say, well, it's because God meant for it to happen. Everything happens for a reason. It's in God's plan. So you are programmed to accept that if something happens, it is happening for the good out of something that was evil. Somebody lost their life out of an evil situation, and you will say that it was meant to be by God. You are a sick, thinking, twisted, illogical person if you think this way. As a matter of fact, you're not thinking. You're only programmed to accept the black box protocol that they're put in your small peanut brain. Yeah, I said it. Because you don't understand the roots of everything. This is like Disney and how they put these undercover messages in their cartoons that your children and yourself watch. That's the same thing that's happening to you in your church. There are evil people, or special mental people, who have taken control over certain facets of your life, such as television, school, court system, whatever else, to modify you in your life, to keep watch over your human life and thus control you at the same damn time. And you're the dummy to accept it because you don't love yourself. Because once again, you love self-termination. And while you and your future is depleted, they're going to continue on without you. And they're going to continue breeding the next evil leader while you and your generation suffer underneath their tyranny. And you don't understand how this is happening. The programming is deep. See, an evil person can't tell you that they're doing evil to you. They got to sneak and do it. It's almost like Children in the Attic. That's an actual movie. They got to sprinkle poison on top of your cookie, then you eat it. The cookie tastes good, it's sweet, you fiend for it because it's just a great snack, but you're getting sicker ever so slightly. Just like the movie, the boy kept eating the cookie and he was getting pale, sicker, throwing up to the point where he passed away. That's how your life is being done, and you accept it because you need to have your sugar crack. Because you got to eat unhealthy, because you got to have the genetically modified food and meats that you keep messing with. And then you want to blame God. Then you want to say, well, he's no longer here because it was meant to be by God. When the truth of the matter is, you are God. This is your world for you to control and survey, to protect, and to be the ever so overseer over. But because you don't use your power, because you're a weak ass redundant person, other people are going to come and take it, and they're doing it daily, and they're going to use your resources in your life as a game and to benefit themselves and their future, where you become dust, if not dirt. You are God, and the fact that you're not stepping up and making any happen, you are responsible. So therefore, no universal God or alien is going to come and save you in this situation, especially when I was talking about how roles are being reversed. Women are just going to dominate you. Deal with it. Bend over and take the phallus and shut your goddamn mouth, because you ain't doing about it. So take it. Take it like a man and put your legs up in the process, because you ain't doing nothing to reflect it. You're not even trying to man up to be the leader like you should. So guess what? She's going to dominate you. I don't care how much you lift in the gym and how much of a bravado or masculine man you think you are. If you're not producing something, you're not becoming a leader, you're not becoming this guy that women and people can look up to, the hell with yourself. They're still going to dominate you because it's going to be 6 of them and 1 of you. Bend over and get prepared. If you don't like it, too bad. You're getting it anyway. Act like you in a prison cell. Yeah, I said it. This is going to make some of you not like me. But I'm going to tell you a story, and it details a little bit of... I used to be a sensei and a teacher, of course. And I taught martial arts on my own time. But my form is to really get you to the point where you are going to be on the verge of mastery, where you have ultimate control over yourself and your emotions, so you become hard, so to speak. So my method is always to go against the grain, but there's a reason why. Because your environment, usually where you are, it's passive, it's over restrictive, and it's not realistic. You're in a slapping party, not a punching party. No, y'all playing checkers, not chess. You think you're doing something because you're doing double jumping and making, putting your pieces on top of each other when you're playing checkers. When you play chess, it's a different story. You don't double jump the piece. You got to move, you got to take, you got to situate, and you got to move the king, the rook, and the bishop around. It's a different story. And you'll be surprised how many people don't know how to play. They don't know how to play chess. Chess is deep. Checkers is for, and here we go again. I know you're gonna be sitting there. Oh my God, he's talking about me. This guy it's for losers. You're amateur. Most times when I bring chess to the table and I say, hey, we're going to play this, a lot of people, I just know how to play checkers. I don't want to play that. That's for kids. Checkers? What the hell's wrong with you? You might as well go ahead and go in the refrigerator and get your high C drink all over again and sit in the high chair. Punk ass talking about checkers. I play chess over here. Keep your checkers to yourself. I'm not in the 2nd grade. You mean tell me that's as far as you go? Somebody didn't teach you how to play chess? You don't want to go online and figure it out yourself? You just want to stay mediocre? Get the hell out of here. So here it is. Some of y'all not going to like me. Starting it already, right? The oven's warming up. My companions asked me questions, and they said, if there was a man who was getting beat up by 3 or 4 girls, our group of girls, would you jump in and help him? Because we know you don't hit women. You don't promote that. You talk about respect women and their boundaries and all that. But what would you do? Would you call the authorities, or would you jump in? Some of y'all not going to like me, but I'm going to say it. There's a reason why I'm saying this. I'll do nothing. It's not because I don't respect them. It's not that I don't care about men. I do care about men. It's not that he doesn't need any help. He does need help. And it's a very bad situation, whether it's male or female. They shouldn't put their hands on anybody and gank them like that. I look at things differently. This is why I got a very small circle of friends, and I got business partners, and I got my own thing going on. I'm no good to any. I'm not good. I am no good to a lot of people. I'm not. I'm very neutral. I'm very passive. I'm a different type of guy that you don't want to be around, because I hold you to a standard, and that standard is zero tolerance. What does zero tolerance look like? I've said that before, and you need to check this out. I've been saying that in all my videos that I give you. I'm giving you examples of zero tolerance. Zero tolerance is going to produce something. It's going to make a man out of you eventually. It's going to put some hair on your chin and your chest. It's going to make you grow the hell up and see life on a serious note. And I take life seriously, if you haven't noticed already. I got a different perspective. My vision, how I look at things, is different than probably the average person. And I'm not trying to beef myself up. I'm just telling you why I would not do anything. He didn't prepare himself, number one. And as a sensei, I see something in situations. Not to say women are weak, not to say that they're not capable, and there is power in numbers. So if you get 4 or 5 of them around you, they might just gank you all at one time and you're no longer here. It's possible. Okay? My whole thing, same as what I've been telling you about the whole time, you are a man. And as a man, you prepared yourself for either success or failure. That just might so happen to be his end, because he didn't prepare himself, talking crap or thinking that he's macho man, and next thing you know, it's over for you. And I also look at it like this, and I know, again, some of you don't quite understand, so you're not going to like what I'm saying. You're not going to get it. I understand. Don't hate Morpheus. I have a standard. These are my standards. It's very high. When I go to the gym, I see, listen, please listen. This is my claim right here. If you're not understanding what I mean, let me break it down to you. So give me a chance. I'm asking you. Give me a chance to let you know why I will walk away and not help this guy. Almost all the time I go to the gym and I see men, they're not lifting weights, they're on their cell phone. They're looking around, they're socializing in the gym, they're watching me, they're lifting weights with 3 pounds. These are men. These men look just like women. And when they do the butterfly press, they're doing the bench press, they're sitting there squatting, whatever that they're doing, first of all, it's usually always wrong. 7 out of 10, when I go to the gym, the majority of the men are lifting wrong. Mama raised, don't have a father, no trainer. Just think, oh, I'm just going to do bench pressing and squatting. I go home. That's all you ever see them do. Bench press, squat, go home. Bench press, squat, go home. He got a big chest. Everything else look like a clown. Looking like one of the guys in The Incredible. Everything else is big up here, but you look like an upside down triangle. Get the hell out of here. Funny looking clown. You take a picture and put your face on Instagram. Look at this fool. All she got to do is sweep kick his ass and he's done. And then land the elbow on him. 1, 2, 3, he's out. These guys go in here. These new men today are ignorant, soft-ass little girls. Because what happened is, they're not focusing on what they do. They're going through the flow with it. Oh, I'm just going to the gym and think I'm doing something. I want to pretend I'm doing something. Some of them get on the bicycle, 5 minutes. They go to the dumbbell, 2 minutes, and they go home. And you don't never see any growth, no progress. I see women go in there, not all the time, but they go in there, they kick butt, they go home. They kick butt, they do the squats, they do some. I seen a girl in there, pushing around 70-pound dumbbell. She's in there getting her legs stretching and she's sweating. She's on the treadmill. Then she go over there to the butterfly or something like that, even though she don't have to do it. And is she on her cell phone that much? Probably very rarely. I don't think too much about it. I watch them every now and then at the glimpse of my, when they come into vision, because I'm always focused ahead. But I don't ever see them truly with the cell phone on their hand. But the men I do. The men I see them with their cell phone. They're talking. They're chatting. Wrong place, wrong time. Do that at a club somewhere. Go somewhere outside. Talk in a coffee club or some sort of, Starbucks or something. Go outside and come up with a business meeting, not in the gym. Okay? So they're lifting like, let's just say 2 plates of 45, something like that. You can say 1 pair, that is. And that's his limit. Then he'll stop for like 5 minutes and get in his cell phone to just kick the breeze while she's sitting up there doing squats and busting her ass. I hold men to a standard where I know that there is a probability that some men, maybe they are caught off guard in that type of situation. But if he's up to his game and he's physically superior like he's supposed to be, I've seen it happen in martial arts in the match. I teach that all the time. If you're surrounded by 4 or 5 different people, what do you do? There are several things to do. When you're up against men, it's different. When you're up against females, you're going to get a certain different sort of response. And a lot of women aren't really physically aggressive like that anyway. A lot of women try to avoid conflict. So therefore, what are the chances that they're going to succeed when they're bombarding you, unless they have something in their hands? But until then, you should be focusing on that as a male. There are things that you can do. So me in my mindset, and knowing that there is a chance that maybe he's just unaware, to allow this to happen to him should be the worst embarrassment of a lifetime. Therefore, I'm not in it. I'm neutral. I don't know what's going on. Don't even ask me. I'm not even your witness. I took no videos of it. I walked away. That's him and his problem. Zero tolerance. Zero tolerance. Save your own goddamn self. Don't come cry for me. I told my babies, I said, I will not. No. They start laughing because they know me already. My girls already know me already because I teach them martial arts. I show them what to do. So if they're in a situation like that, they already know what time of day it is. Good luck with whoever tries to attack them. As a matter of fact, I'll be watching that and recording it while she put you in the headlock and body slam your ass and put you on a stretcher. But it's not like that with the common woman. Men aren't men like they're supposed to be. So if he's getting his ass whooped by 1, 2, 3, or 4 different women, no, I'm not going to jump in. That's his fate. You should have been focusing in the gym, pumping your arm like you're supposed to, not sitting there on your dumb, retarded phone. Sitting there eating unhealthy food. I know men now still got to go to the store, get their little chips, their chicken, their heavy, unnatural bread. They're walking around with these fast foods in it. I mean, come on now, KFC. They will eat unnatural. And I'll explain to them, hey, get non-GMO food, non-genetically modified food. Make sure that is organic. There are some men, this is kind of funny right here. There's even some men that will say, how do you know it's actually organic food? They can be just mislabeling it. Here's the dumb stuff all over again. Here's his retard pride all over again. Don't know math. That's coming from a man who's illogical. Logic states this. Even if it may not be organic and or natural, you are still eating from something that is possibly healthy for you. There is a chance that it could be the real deal, and you will figure it out after an extended amount of time, because your body's going to tell you, hey, this is this, that is not that. You're going to know the changes. Don't be that dumbass. But you know what these guys will say? Well, I don't eat organic food because I don't know if it's organic or not. So I'm going to stick with my unhealthy, genetically modified food. Pause and think about that for a second. Pause on that. Stupid, right? Now let's transform what I'm talking about all the way back up to that movie that I'm talking about with the buff woman. This identifies the donkeys that was ducking back from this girl who had muscles, because that's what men do today. Men are always like that, even among their own peers. They see this guy who's 6 feet plus tall. They say, oh my God, this man is strong and tall. Oh, because he's tall, you a dumbass. And so instead of the average man having confidence, standing up and take care of responsibilities and dealing with things directly, he will shrink. He'll just turn around in fear and tuck his tail in between and just, like a dog that got smacked by a newspaper. Mentally and sometimes physically, man, I ain't gonna mess with her. She's crazy. Oh, but you a man. She's your wife. Well, happy life, happy life. I don't want to argue with her, so I don't want to tell her what she needs to hear, because she's going to argue with me all night. But you married her, and you're supposed to be the man in the house. Get the hell out of here. I hope she divorces you. I expect to see the divorce papers as soon as possible, because you ain't man enough. So let's blend this over again. You notice I'm flip-flopping back and forth on purpose, because I'm blending it together to see how this matches. The world that you live in, we only had one responsibility. That was to take care of the earth and to blossom the future. Take care of the earth, blossom the future, and y'all failed miserably. And then you want to sit here and cry to God and say, well, maybe God's going to turn things backwards. The only person that can is you. Take your ass to the gym. Get some knowledge. Read something on Google. It's right there in your little bitty, scrawny, fragile hands. Your girly hands. It's there. Go to the library and read some books instead of taking your funny. Let me stop. Instead of sitting down, giving heart emojis to Instagram models, instead of signing up for OnlyFans, instead of going to the strip club to watch something that you will never have, why don't you use that time to go to a library and read a goddamn book? Figure out how to make yourself a better man. Learn martial arts. Get yourself in order. Get your six-pack abs. Act like you got some good damn sense. Think about self-defense, maybe even offense, so you can protect your wife or your children instead of trying to use a blowhorn all the damn time. Trip me out, men walking around with a gun on their waist. The hell you think you are? I ain't gonna get started. I'm not gonna get started. I'm not gonna get started. Stop. God's not coming for you. The only time you're gonna see your maker is when you're no longer here. And by then, the die is cast. Do you know how many of our ancestors they're not here today? Think about it for a second. Let's stop. Most people that have come before us, our ancestors, our great-great-grandparents, our great-great-great-great-great-great-grandparents, right? All of them had a certain religion and belief in God, correct? And let me advise you on something on that note. Let me open up your eyes and ears on something. In every generation, there was always a scary situation that everybody thought it was the end of the world. Don't forget, Vietnam, World War I, World War II, things that was happening in Hades, tsunami, earthquakes, those who have been lost in avalanches, those have been lost underneath volcanoes, awkward, freak out of nature situations, sinkholes, cars falling off the cliff. This has been done in almost every generation, and every group of people that either witnessed it or heard about it have always thought it was the end of the world. Or revelations. Oh, the Bible is coming to pass. Your great-great-great-great-great-great-great-parents thought the same way that you bozos do today. Oh, the world's going to end. This must be the end. Oh my God. Could you imagine the times where there was presidents that dealt with, I can't say the word on here. They've been attacked, right? And it was successful. Could you imagine a group of people who witnessed that during that time, like JF Kennedy and maybe the rest of them? Do you know that they thought it was the end of the world? That they was like, oh my God, I can't believe, oh, whoa. Maybe even the time Martin Luther King. How many people was following Dr. Martin Luther King? How many people looked up to him? How much of an effect that he had? And then that situation happened. Do you know those who maybe had a Bible or believed in God thought it was the end of the world? Just think about that. Use your goddamn brain. Think. For one time in your life, think. Every generation thought it was the end of the world and God was going to come and the rapture was going to take place. Bozo, what makes you think you any different? You're doing the same thing they did, and God's not going to come, because the only God that can change things is you. You're the only one that can make a ripple in this pool. You're the only one that can make a wave to make a change for the future for your generation and your kids to come. But you want to be stuck on stupid, the jackass that you are. Donkey. Scared of every damn thing. Always looking up for God to change something. You change it. No. Shut the hell up. You change it. You do it. You fix the world. You make the goddamn rapture. You do it. The only person that can do it is you. But you know what? All of you are always relinquishing your power to somebody else. You delegate that task to other people who got power over you. That's what you do. And now you sit back talking about, well, Morpheus, what are we going to do? Is it the end of the world? No, listen, the train won't stop. You're going to be transhumans one day. It's not going to stop. Women are going to dominate you one day. It's not going to stop because you're not doing nothing about it. It's not going to stop. One day, that muscular woman that you see on that Disney Channel, she will be real. She will be real. She's going to be walking around like Arnold Schwarzenegger, and she's going to be picking you up by the neck. That's right. Because of what we know of today, because of what you weak ass men are doing now. And by that time, if I'm witness to see this, I'm gonna laugh at your ass or whoever that she pull up off the ground and your legs are dangling. Like, oh my God, this is a woman. Yeah, because she took your role. Because if you don't want it, somebody else is gonna take it. Most women are already talking about, I'm getting my PhD, I'm being a boss babe, I'm getting the bag, I don't need a man. And they're talking straight up to men now, talking about, hey bro, what's up? And then you get out of line, she's talking about, oh, suck my all the time. Guess what? It's not going to stop. They're going to keep doing it, bro, wearing pants and all that. And guess what? Now you're looking up to her. Now you're bent over on the table and she's molesting you as a man. If you don't want it, somebody else is going to take it. And you know what? It's not stopping because there's only 20% of men like myself talking like this. The rest of you bozos, you have no idea what's going on. You're going to watch your world turn upside down. As a matter of fact, you are the first dummies to talk about what the hell is happening, and you sitting your free willy ass in the church, needing the pastor to misguide you in the wrong direction of idiocy. Why are you thinking God has something to do with this? God or the devil? No, it's because you, as the responsible shepherd of this world, you're not doing your task. So the only thing that's left for you is self-extermination. That's your God. You as self-extermination. We are in a psychological war now. A war of information bombardment. And you people don't understand that you are at war. And you're thinking that you are at war with God and the devil, are good and evil. No, Bozo the clown, Ralph the dog, you the dodo bird, are the sloth. You are at war with yourself and your own people who are existing around you. I didn't say live, I said existing. And I am not the antagonist here, and I'm not trying to bring waves and turmoil to you, the listener. Let me take a drink real fast here. I get it. We have enough to deal with. I know. We are already attacked on every front. And here this guy, LCM, adding more fire to the flame to get you to be active, to do something. No, it's just to make you aware and you be active if you can be active. Some people can't because you just don't have the ability. Are you too old so you're on your way out of here? Which I'm not going to get into that. Because I noticed that a lot of older people, they just don't care because they're leaving anyway. I mean, that's just true. They're like, why am I going to fight for? What am I going to stand up and do any preaching and talking to people? They're not going to listen to me anyway, so I'm just going to keep going. You're a lazy ass. Because all you got to do is talk. Right? While you're sitting there doing nothing, the programs will not stop and your future generation will suffer. And eventually, it's going to suffer to the point where you'll be in that metal box. I'm going to give credit to a teacher of mine. And some of you probably wonder where I get all this information from and how they get inspired, right? I'm not going to tell you everything. I'm going to tell you just a couple of people. Maybe one, but I'm not going to tell you everything. You're not going to know everything. I'm not going to tell you all the teachers and where my information comes from and my resources and all that, because it's none of your damn business. Find your own. And I'm going to talk about that in the next audio. I'm going to get on everything that I talk about. I'm going to fulfill you in the other pause channels and the other videos. Okay? But there's a guy that we've forgotten about, that we don't even talk about in the manosphere. He's not an old guy, but he's been teaching a lot, and he started this a long time ago. He was an old school guy, is what some people might say, but I consider him to be a man of wisdom. And he opened up the door to a deeper thought and the light code transmission idea, which have been true based on the studies in the church itself. And that is Brother Phil Valentine. That's right. Not Dr. Phil, the Caucasian looking guy that you see on mainstream television with Oprah. No, not that Dr. Phil. Brother Dr. Phil Valentine, light-skinned brother. He was, as some people say, the bomb in information. Smart guy. Mind-blowing essence of this guy. Now, why am I giving him credit? Because he was an inspiration in my life. He brought me to the fold of recognition. I told you this before. When it came to Christianity and religion and really getting down to the facts of it, what Brother Phil Valentine did was he took the time to go through the Bible or the other scriptures that pertained connections with other religions, like, I won't say Buddhism, but Muslim faith, Baptist, the Christian faith and all that. And he read it and he explained it. And he talked about the breakdown of each scripture and brought to fold the contradictions that not only don't make sense, but really open up your mind to what's really going on in the world and how it's just there to manipulate you. And I told you before, I thought this guy was the devil. I did. When I first heard, because that was my first impression there, I thought this guy was the devil incarnate, and he was evil. He was wrong. And I was a Christian at the time, or you could say a believer. That's why I understand some other believers and Christians and people who are all about their religions, because I was on your side once upon a time. Once upon a time, I thought just like you, when somebody like myself or others is saying, well, God is not going to come. What you're reading is not true. It's a deception. And I thought I thought the guy was evil. So I can imagine that's how they think about me and other people who are trying to open up your minds. And so what I did was I listened to him. I pulled back and I said, maybe he has something to say. I'm not going to turn off his video and stay in ignorance. I'm going to hear him out and let him read this Bible. It's like a 3-hour session. Remember, you think that my video and other videos that you see now on YouTube or Instagram, something like that, or wherever else that you get it from, TikTok or whatever, that they're long when it's an hour or 2 hours or 3 hours. No, this guy was going 3 hours or sometimes 4. And there were times where it was like 4 hours. He had to break it in half and have another 4-hour session. That was a long time. Why is this? Because knowledge is vast. And sometimes it takes that long to break something down. But this one was like 3 hours when he broke down the Bible, and I had time to do so. That's another thing. Men and women, this is what I mean by when you're married and you got a relationship and you got kids around you all the time. It's hard to sit there to a 3-hour lecture. You don't have time to do it. You're going places, but you have to be willing to put that truth and that information into your life by just doing it. Play it while you're in the kitchen. Play it while you're cutting the grass. Play it while you're driving. Play it while you're in the gym working out, and it is guaranteed you're going to get through the 3 hours in a flash. When 3 hours is up, you'll be surprised that it's up. As a matter of fact, you'll say, wow, I just listened to a 3-hour lecture and I want more. the reason why you got through it is because you stuck with it. And so, long story short, he was a good mentor and a good teacher. He's spoken about a lot of great things, and there are some things that I have said before, like light cold transmission. That credit goes to him because it's true. I've broken it down as well in some of my earlier audios. If you go back there, light cold transmission is like when you go into the church, somebody's like, what's the light cold transmission? Look at it like your soul and your soul's energy. When you go to the church, there are vampires there to suck that out of you and to take away your momentum, your inspiration, and your goals, and therefore cause you to become a fiend to keep going back. And they force you to do so by these sort of, shaming languages. Guilt and shaming language say you're a sinner because you took a day off. You're a sinner because one Sunday you didn't show up. You hate God because you think for yourself. Or they have things that facets and equipment in the Bible and your other religions to keep you from thinking for yourself, such as I'm trying to think of the scripture right now. That's why I'm like fumbling here. Do not lean onto your own understanding. I know you heard about that before, but what else do they have? It's been so long. How can you listen? How can you hear the word of God without the preacher? Things of that nature. I know we'll say it in a different type of way, but it makes you think and feel that you can't think for yourself, and you shouldn't. And if you think for yourself, it's wrong. The only way for you to get information is if the pastor tells you, and if it's through the biblical text, which is the programming. Yes. So in the process, they're taking your soul energy away from you at the same time. Light cold transmission. Darkening your sky, keeping you from your awareness, your consciousness. Consciousness is very vital, but it can be smeared through deception, bad food, and a bad lifestyle. I'm going to go ahead and get off of this lesson today, ladies and gentlemen. The whole point of the matter is, go ahead and look at that description box below that video. Look at it and remember everything that I said. Women are going to be like that one day, and men are allowing it. And they're the damn donkeys in this case. So it's going to be inevitable. It's not stopping. And the destruction of family in the future, that's inevitable too, because we're not doing nothing about it. We're not going to come back together because we love our technology. We love our lazy lifestyle. You're going to have to find value somewhere else. It's a lesser value than what it used to be. Years ago, value was people. Now value is vanity, cell phones, a good looking house, and some crypto. That really isn't going to save your life. It may help you buy things, but it's not going to build you with a family and really get the future that you need, because everybody else is doing the same thing too. So therefore, the reproductive abilities and possibility of marriages are definitely on the verge of extinction eventually. It's unavoidable because nobody cares. Not enough facilitated preaching and teaching to change the destruction of humanity. That is seemingly your destiny, to self-terminate. Therefore, hey, have fun. Have fun ruining the earth that you was responsible for. Don't call out for God. You're a God. Don't cry for help. You and your bozo society is your help. If you don't want to pull together and be successful, that's okay. Fail. There are dead people every day. You just join them. It's your choice. Your body, your choice, your life, your choice. So guess what? Hey, you don't have to be here. Apparently, we all don't want to be here because we're not doing nothing about a brighter future. Now, that is it for the day. And I have more coming for you later on. Check out that description box. Like, share, and subscribe, people, so we can get this